Platform Perils is an absolute ball twister of a level, but I love it to bits. It's hands down the hardest level in the game, testing your patience, reflexes, and memory, as well as putting a variety of the skills you've picked up over the course of the game to the test. But with that frustration comes a satisfaction that no other level provides, and builds both gameplay and emotional momentum up right before the penultimate battle. This is part 38 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country. Right off the bat, I want to draw your attention to this guy. This is the second and strongest variation of Krusha. Not even Donkey Kong can beat him. He can only be taken out with a barrel. I just think he's unbelievably cool, and one of my all-time favorite enemies in any Donkey Kong game. He's right up there with Manky Kong for me. It's a shame that this is his only appearance, but I guess the devs were saving the best for last. So what can I say about the gameplay? It's frustrating. That's a good place to start, I think. It revolves around the moving platforms. Flimsy sheets of corrugated iron with a huge white arrow painted on the top. From a game design perspective, this level is great. The arrows tell the player immediately what the deal is. There's very little ambiguity, so while being challenging, it makes sure to be fair as well. And to really drive it home, it opens very innocuously, with some simple transitions. The first is a single platform crossing a small gap. The second has two platforms and very clearly illustrates how the player is going to be moving from one to another. There's a bit more of that, but towards the end, there are some tricky runs, where the platforms have fake out moments, trick you into jumping on enemies that'll likely bounce you into oblivion, and finally, a rapid fire sequence of a dozen platforms, where you'll have to quickly grab and use barrels on the Great Crushers to free up space before being forced to jump from the platform you're on. I don't have a whole lot else to say on this one. It feels like it bookends Chimp Caverns, alongside Tanked Up Trouble. They share the same overall visual identity, and being two separate ends of the cavern, I feel like much of what I brought up in that level also covers the main points of this one. What we see in Platform Perils is what was left over from a previously huge and busy mining operation. What was mined in Loopy Lights and Misty Mine was shuttled through Tanked Up Trouble and brought to the refinery in Kremkrok Industries. You can see on the overworld map that Manic Minces is off the beaten path, so what's mined from the caverns wouldn't have passed through there. I do have one more theory actually. Perhaps Platform Perils was what remained of the entrance to the island, kind of like how Winky's Walkway was the entrance from Congo Jungle to Monkey Mines. Here's what I'm thinking. The water at the bottom of the overworld screen? I floated the idea that it was drained through Manic Minces from Poison Pond and settled at the bottom of the caverns. But what if it's actually ocean water? As the Kongs progress from world to world, a ship in the distance gets ever closer. Maybe Chimp Caverns is a hidden port, a secret entry point to the island. That would explain how the Kremlings managed to get to and from DK Island, set up Kremkrok Industries undetected, and continue operations for, let's face it, probably several years without issue. It would also explain how the Kongs were able to reach the ship in the final level, which we'll get into in 11 episodes from now, because there's a handful of things I want to talk about first. Alright, episode 38, the final real episode, is over. The game's pretty much over. I'm not sad, but I am tired. It's been fun though. I've learned so much about this game, despite having played it pretty much every year for the last 20-something years, and it's insane to me just how much I didn't know even after all that time. And as a game, it still holds up, and it still brings me so much joy. I know I'm not alone in that either. What did you think of the level, and the ideas I brought up in this video? Let me know in the comments if you want. Otherwise, thanks for watching, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.